This is full overview of everything PSL related, what I've been working on since the last year, where I had a YouTube video that I posted a year ago, and it was my it was right when I started drinking Italian wine. So a year ago, I'm gonna just pour a little bit more. My little Chianti, man. Love this Chianti so much. So right now we're in week 3 of PSL. We're going into week 4. It's a couple days from now, but mm, that's nice. I've been meaning to do this video because I wanted to start the whole season off with doing this video. And then I've literally been working 1 year straight. I'm not even kidding, 16 hours a day for, I'm tired. I really am. I just finally got sick. I just got healthy, like literally yesterday. And I'm like, okay, all the code and stuff that we've written for this event, to do this event, everything about this event, it's taken me 16 hours a day for a year to organize it, to convince all the skaters to be down for it in the beginning, to get investors for it, which, by the way, our only investors are skateboarders, and they're in the league, so they believe in it. And my dad. My dad invested too. Me and my brother invested clearly. I basically put every single minute of my life into this, plus basically all my money into it too, because I believe in it, and my brother believes in it. The skaters believe in it, so that's why I work 16 hours a day, because I'm gonna try to do at least everything I can to make it work, you know. And there's still always a chance of failure, but that's okay. I'd rather basically risk everything I have and try it than to sit back and keep it on a PDF for the rest of my life and go, could have been cool, right? You know, I had this idea one day. It would have been cool. It would have been cool if I tried it, right? So, like, at least we're doing it, and we're giving it everything we got. So I figured it'd be cool to do a full tech overview, because working 16 hours a day for a year, and in comparison to when I showed my last video of how everything operated on that very first event, if you look back now, or you look back at that and you look at what the system is today, it's crazy. Because it's also easy to assume that we kind of just snap our fingers from an outside perspective, and we snap our fingers and a league pops up. It's not the case. Like, my brother, me, Ira Ingram, we're leading the charge on every single thing is we're involved with, right? Everything. It's not like we have crazy funding from everybody and billionaires backing us like some other leagues in the world. Not a jab at them at all. I'm just saying they have billions of, like, they can fall back to somebody that's backed by a billionaire. For us, like, the house I live in is the backing, ultimately, right? Like, if we drive this company into the ground, then someone's got to pay for that. It's not like we could just go to a backer and be like, can you bail us out? We kind of did bad at our jobs and we didn't make money, so, like, can you? No, it doesn't work that way with this situation. This is skateboarder ran, skateboarder owned, and that's it. If we fail at this thing, I'm going down. I'm going down with the ship, which is scary and it's stressful. And I talk about it all the time to people that we work with. I'm like, can you take it easy on us? Because, like, it's not like, you know, we have unlimited money. So, you know, please, please, just please. So it's not an easy task to try to do what we're doing. And if I wanted to pick a safer route in life, it probably is smarter, but this isn't. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, so this is. I think it can be cool, and we're putting our mouth is. And if it flops, it's going to be devastating. But whatever, I'd rather try. So I just want to show you full tech overview of what powers PSL, all the code that backs it, and how it works, how the scoring system works, because this system is powerful. I'm almost confident that I could say that like this basically doesn't exist. Like it's actually insane. And this is what 16 hours a day. And I'm not that good at coding. I can code, but not that great at it. And learning how to I've only dealt with front end stuff in coding. I've never dealt with anything back end related. So with my friend Greg Pines, he's a genius. He leads me in all the right tools. Like, hey, use this back end, do it this way, build it in React, like all these things. Use this tool called Cursor, which is AI powered. So with knowing how a database runs, which I didn't originally, now I completely do. I shouldn't say completely because there's always going to be shit that I'm going to learn, but like for the most part, like I can like speak the language of like how these things work. In even a year ago when I did the other wrap up video or the overview, that was all just offline. That was off a spreadsheet. And turns out what a database really is just a giant spreadsheet, which now it makes sense to me. But at the time, a database always sounded scarier than that. So yeah, it's like from a year ago till today, like knowing how to do all this stuff. Sure, AI powers a lot of it in the sense of like it's written a lot of the code, but you have to direct it to go in a certain direction. Um, Obviously, direct it in a direction, obviously, but you have to like speak the right language and get it to do the right things in order for all these outcomes to happen. So um, I just think like I just really want to show that we don't have a super, like I said earlier, we don't have a billionaire backer. We don't have a lot of money. So we have to do absolutely everything ourselves. And this system that I built is, I showed my genius friend Greg Pines, like months later, and he's like, this thing is a monster. He's like, this thing is psycho. And I'm like, yes, it is. This is what 16 hours a day does for you. And powered by, you don't have to think about all the commas and periods that go into coding this thing. You kind of just, you could just build it. It's actually insane. So I'm gonna just share my screen right here, and I'm gonna just run over this thing. So everything that you see that's PSL related, from the fantasy app, the websites, the broadcast graphics, the stat systems, all the graphics that pop up with the stats in it, everything is powered with one click. I built everything off the interaction of logging stats. So I'll just kind of dive into this, which is this thing's got some power. I'm telling you, it's got some this thing. In my life, like this is the number one thing I'm proud of that I've ever done in my life. Like I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna drink to that one. This is harder. Any trick I've ever done. This is the hardest thing I've ever done. Besides the league itself. Now that's a completely different beast in itself of just like, first of all, orchestrating all the skaters, like I said earlier, from the investment stuff, contract, legal things, location. There were some problems with that, clearly. There was just a lot of hurdles to get here that are basically impossible. And I have to give Red Bull a shout out big time because they are our only sponsor and they believe in us. When I showed them all this stuff about a year ago, and we showed them the numbers that we put up for exhibition match about a year ago, Well, we were actually talking to them before that, but that was kind of like the pilot. Now they saw that, and then I started saying to them, "Hey, we're gonna do a fantasy app. We're gonna do all this stuff, and this is why all these things make sense." And they said, "We believe you." And they if we could not do this without them. So shout out shout out to Red Bull. Which, by the way, um, on my bachelor party, we were drinking, actually, ironically, Chianti, of course, and we would dump, because it was right before the bachelor party that we found out that Red Bull was going to be on board. So we were pouring some Red Bull in our Chianti, and it's actually surprisingly not terrible. I Yeah, it's it's pretty good actually. You just, on paper, you'd be like, wine and Red Bull is not really going to mix well, but it actually is not. It's not too bad. So, anyways, I just want to show you how all this stuff works. It's pretty cool, and I just want to show you in comparison. About a year ago or whatever,
offense
like this
until
was all ran.
they missed three
It was one
offensive
graphic
trips.
page.
So
And
let's
then
say
the
Zach
spreadsheet that was
Saraceno
on the
goes
top,
up
run
and he
everything.
tries.
So it was just those two things, and that's it. And ultimately, I mean, it's kind of powered the same way, like I said earlier. Like a back end system really is just a giant spreadsheet. So in a way, it's not too different, except this is all, everything is absolutely connected online, but we also built it so that it's entirely local. So that way, during a broadcast, um, if the internet goes down or the internet's slow, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter at all. And I'll talk more about later in this, like the connection of offline to online back to offline. It's actually crazy. Which that's I built all this stuff. The thing I did not build, my friend Greg Pines did. He built the offline to online to offline, and it's actually kind of magical. It's shocking, like how it is for me being a nerd, that it is the coolest thing ever that he built to make it all work in that circle. It's really cool. But I just want to start from the beginning here, because this is how everything gets powered from this point on. I'm actually going to put my glasses on. Hold on. Just so I can see better. Okay. So we're going to go tropics versus Los Santos. And check this out. So it could be whatever, 1 minute before the match. And Jamie Foy could be like, hey, I'm not feeling very good. Can you sub in Trevor? So the way that works, you just go like that, and you just drag and drop. So you can just whoever you want. But we'll put Jamie back in. And let me just show you how powerful all this stuff actually is. Because if you go localhost, actually we'll do this. This is our entire backend system. It's crazy. This is all the offline data, so it's all like inaccurate and shit. But I'll get into this later too. So check this out. Matches, we're at week 5, and say Jamie Foy's right here. So you don't, with the, shout out Convex. That's the back end we use. If anybody wants to build anything, do it on Convex, and I'll show you why right here. So if I go like this, and just to make it simple, see Ashad Ware right here. Say Ashad doesn't want to skate and he wants to get subbed out for Trevor Colden. Watch this. Keep your eye on Ashad, and then boom. See how it reloaded with Trevor Colden there? Took his photo, everything. It's all dynamic, and it's instant. So here, let's switch it back. Boom. We're back to Ashad. So what that means is it's really cool, because our app changes. So now you'll see Ashad in the starting lineup. You look on the website, he's in the starting lineup. All the graphics change dynamically. If you've watched one of our broadcasts and we show up the team comparison where it's like 3 versus 3, and you start to see guys swap in and out, it's because we're subbing people in and out, and the graphics change dynamically at that exact moment. So it's all instant. Um, so, and here's the little apps down here, which I'll get into after as well. But check this out. So all that stuff changes dynamically. I built because we were talking about doing a, it's called expression that everybody uses in the broadcast world. And I was like, well, how easy is it for expression to take our data and make it all dynamic where it's all live updating? And like, say if we sub somebody in, somebody out, like how dynamic is it? And like, it is possible in that world, but you have to buy these like big, heavy, like clunky machines that are, in my opinion, outdated, which is probably not true, but whatever. Um, like doing it this way, everything is connected. Everything. So I'll show you like the graphic system I built on top of this, where this is our little graphic portal. So as a graphic operator, you can go and you could go categorize and you could go, okay, there's a little couple glitches sitting in here that like don't matter from a graphics or from a like, say if I click this anchor point in the middle, that means it's centered even though it doesn't look like it. There's stuff that I still need to patch up and fix, but like watch, this is the graphics. So there's nothing live right now. So if I go and I click go live, then boom, all that will animate in and dynamically it all pops in. And what I was talking about earlier, if you watch any of our broadcasts, say it's all these guys, they all pop in. So dynamically, if we switch to Trevor Colden for Jamie, and then we go back to the broadcast, see like now Trevor Colden's chilling there. So you don't have to build a million graphics anymore. It's all based on the score operator guy on this page that's subbing people in and out. Once he does it, the graphics go everywhere. Everything changes dynamically. I'm proud of this system. Like, this is literally the coolest thing I've ever done in my life. So, um, and you have a million different options too that you can go, and you can even pull exhibition stats. You can pull season stats. You can pull like little lower thirds. You could get to pop up. So right there, Jamie. Um, you could see his overall rankings. You could see whatever points. And the cool part is, which I'll get into in a second, but see how tonight is missing? That's because tonight has not happened. So as a graphics operator, you can't even click tonight because there is no data for tonight. So you build in all these fail safes that limit mistakes. So because it's like, say, hey, if you're like, hey, pull up, whatever stats in the broadcast truck, and you're like, well, he hasn't skated tonight. Am I going to pull up those? And so like, there's just little fail safes where like you can't click on things that don't exist. So that's why this system is really cool. It has a lot of fail safe stuff built in. It's all dynamic. It's all instant. It's pretty cool. So, anyways, I'm probably gonna say it's cool like 500 times in reality. So let me get out of here really quick. Okay. Now, this is also when we start to look at the fantasy app because, oh, which I didn't make any stats for this game. So like, okay, here's the fantasy app. You have a global league where you can compete against everybody. There's like, you can see your ranking, you can see your weeks, or sorry, you could see your season ranking, you could see your week ranking, and how you stack up against everybody in it. So let's go to make your picks, and once again, I'll show you how dynamic this thing is. We're gonna go to our back end. We're gonna go. We have all these different things, like where, as a company, we run off of this as well. So we go to commissioner admin. We go to fantasy props. Here we go. So fantasy props, and then we go to this game that we have not made stats for. So we go like this, and I have like a little AI pick built in, so it looks at all the stats from everybody, and it just picks them all on, and it'll put like little odds and stuff. It's just a fun way to compete against people. So I'm gonna just click all the people off that we don't want. Actually, how do I want to do this? I'll go deselect all. I'll go match props. I don't want these. Okay, I want to get rid of like a lot of these. Hang with me a second. I almost did this offline, but then I was like, I just kind of want to show how cool it is, like how everything gets made on the back end. As I said, we don't have a big team doing this stuff. This is it. We don't have a lot of money to have teams do all this stuff from a media perspective, from a marketing perspective, every perspective you want to think from a company. It's like it's basically just us running it. So like I just made all those, and then you'll see instantly, like everything else is, that watch this list will grow, and you'll start to see tropic spits pop up. You will see tropic spits pop. Why did that not work? Okay, I figured it out. It was working the whole time. I'm just an idiot. I was scrolling too fast. But if you look, you'll see the tropic sky. Yeah, there they are. Trevor Colden, Ishad. Yeah, Los Santos guys. I just missed it for some reason. Oh, it was working the whole time. Felipe was in there. What am I tripping on? What the? Okay. See, look, when you overwork, your mind just gets dumb. Okay, so I set that up. The next thing that I want to show you is it's pretty cool where you could pick your fantasy lineups against your friends. So let's say these are individual picks, like say this is you and this is your friend over here on the right. And watch, the second I click on, let's say I'm going to pick Julian Christensen right here, boom, see it's picked, locked. Because you don't want to see, since you're both picking on both sides, you don't want to copy somebody's picks. I think it just makes it more fair. Somebody in the comments actually came up with that on after week one. They're like, "Hey, you shouldn't be able to see your friends' picks," and we're like, "That makes a lot of sense." And then we commented back like, "Hey, go check the app out," and then boom, it was all locked. So we're moving quick on everything. So it's like, just in general, if anybody has advice or ideas, like we're implementing things fast. As long as they make sense, like we're gonna implement it fast because we, as we always say over here at PSL, we don't have any parents. Our parents aren't home. So we can do whatever we want. So I'll just show you, like, just pick the rest of these. This guy's picking them now. So see, it pops up here, pops up here. And I don't need to do them all. I kind of just wanted to show how it works. Then we go back to this. Let's say, I'll just pick Tropic Skies for now. And Los Santos, since that's the game we're on. Let's go less, more, less, more, less, more. And you have to pick 10. And then once you pick 10, it locks your bets. So boom, locked. Then you go back, you pick 10 of 10. And see, I'm the only person that has done this today. So when I start the match, it's just me versus everyone. So I'm going to rank into first place. Pretty cool. Let me drink to that. So we'll go back and I'll show you how everything's connected at this point. So now we have the graphic systems. We have the fantasy app, and which, by the way, there's another thing on top of it. I mean, there's a lot more stuff on top of this. So that you have the LED wall, which is also part of like the big LED wall in the broadcast, like when you see everybody standing there, like that, this thing runs it. You have the score bug, which sits on top of the broadcast, this thing right here. So this is all powered by this as well. So you have all these different things happening with one click. And I'll show you how they all update too. So it's like, which by the way, Davis Torgerson, shout out, is the trick logger for PSL. He's very good at it. So let's say Trevor Colden goes and he does a kickflip. So I built in shortcuts too, so you could just type in KF and go. And then you click L or M for land, or you could just click on it with the mouse. But let's say he lands it. I do have a shot clock that everybody's been requesting. We haven't implemented it yet, but here it is. We're going to skip it. We're going to turn it off. So not Trevor, Kyle Walker goes, which when the second I click on his name, he pops up here on the LED wall. His name will pop up here, and his probability is under this, but since it's white, you can't see it right now. But Kyle Walker. this is all optionally ran from this system right here. So it's the all graphics card. So like the graphics operator could just hide that stuff anytime they want. So all this stuff changes live every second. Let's go 1 point because he missed the trick, 1 point. Now you're looking at like points scored, 1 point. You look at this, 1 point. Now the next guy's up on offense. He's up on offense. And it's just that easy. Oh, even the graphics operator, like they can see who is on offense just from a graphic standpoint. They're like, oh, I guess Christian Dufresne's up. Cool. So inward heel, miss. So like out gets logged. You're starting to see all this data pop in live as well. So we'll do another one. We'll do Christian Dufresne. We just did him. Let's see. Do we have any Ashad? I'll show you how live and quick it is. Ashad, here it is. So over 3.5 points. So we'll just show it like this. Ashad, he does a hard flip. Land. Kyle's gonna miss it, and then okay, turned off. Thank God. That's glitchy. We're gonna ignore that. That's not part of our. It's just for fun. So, anyways, you see how fast everything is. Every interaction from this page, from Davis Torgerson logging, it goes everywhere. Every single thing. All the scores updated again. All that stuff. Now, let's go to Shad. See, we still can't click tonight stats because they haven't done enough tricks for tonight. So let's go back to Trevor. He's going to do a fakie flip, land. I guess I could mute it because I'm just mic'd up. So, okay, I guess that solves it. Okay, so here's my point. Trevor Colton did a trick. We go to tonight. He's clearly scored 2 points. He's had 2 offensive tricks. So on the actual broadcast system, and we stretch this thing back out, and it's all centered. See, he was perfect on offense. He's gotten 2 points. That's his stats for tonight. It's all dynamic. Everything changes at the same time. It's fucking awesome, this thing. This system is a beast. So the way we even do this, we have this web page. It runs on a local server. It goes into a PC. We shared this web page with that PC. The PC has I think it's called a deck link card, which is SDI out. SDI out goes into the switcher of our broadcast system, and it has a transparent background, so it just overlays over everything. All offline, but you get the dynamic database of like it is online. And I'll still explain how that loop happens that I was talking about earlier of offline to online, back to offline. So then, when we also log tricks, we have the Red Bull trick of the night that automatically each trick pops up in here, and you could just go a fakie flip, and then there you go. So that part of it also connects to the Red Bull trick of the night in here, which is Red Bull trick of the night. See, I just voted for that fakie flip. So what you'll start to see is everything happens. And see, it scales down. But like that doesn't matter. You're always gonna have the thing open. But just to have it, here we'll just do like that. So we'll go here, and then we'll go choose your vote, and all these tricks get erased after 2 minutes if nobody votes on it. And it's a way to like filter out, like if somebody does a pop shove it, nobody votes on it, then like get it out of there. Just it's like an automatic cleanup thing. But if somebody votes on it within 2 minutes, then it stays. So let's do, since I just said that, pop shove. See it. During my broadcast, it's actually all that data is true and interactive and instant the second people vote on things. So going back, I'll show you, like say you're a user and you want to click on fakie flip, watch, boom, there it goes. So like when Robert Neal the other day won the ollie for the best trick of the night, which was such a funny moment. He did not want to do that ollie, by the way. Zach made him because he's like, hey man, just bunt the trick, just ollie it, and then we're gonna get back. We're gonna use a wild card, and so Mario can do one of his like gnarly rail tricks. So he was like, fuck you guys, I don't want to do this shit. You know, he was all mad. Um, and the fans just ate it up, man. They just voted up Ollie so fast. I think it needed like over 300 votes to get to Trick of the Night, and it happened in like a minute. So it's so crazy. So yeah, you just see how like the second you do it, the second you click on it, it changes. There you go, 50-50. So it's all true voting. It's a real voting system. It's fan based. You could which by the way, the app got approved for the Google Store like seriously an hour ago, maybe 2 hours ago. Yeah, probably 4 hours ago. Let's be realistic. And so you could get it in either app store now. And that's my first app I've ever made as well. On top of all, I mean, I've never done any of this stuff before, so it's all first for me. But you could see how cool it is. Which, by the way, I'm gonna shout out Convex again, because all this live loading stuff where you don't have to refresh anything, that's a Convex thing. It's I don't know if it's unique to them or what, but it is literally, it's the coolest feature ever. It's like feels like magic when you start to do this stuff. So now that we got the app out of the way, well, we didn't get fully out of the way, but see, like now you have you versus your friend, and you can see like your points versus theirs, and there's records that you can have, and so it's win versus loss ratio, and so you can play each other throughout the whole season. So it's just fun. It's interactive. You can change your username if you want. You can add a photo. This is gonna be Royal. Whatever. I don't care. I can't think of anything. My brain is fried. So that's the fantasy app. How it connects to our broadcast system right here, which, you know, just to reiterate, these tricks log into the app. The app then pushes it to Red Bull of the night, and it's a full circle. But the crazy part is that all this stuff is actually happening offline, which is seriously magical. And that's when my friend Greg comes in, because he built it so it's an offline system. Like I had all this stuff laid out for him, and then he took everything, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna build it so it's fully offline. So it's an offline, powered by an offline database. We download our actual data into an offline. We make an offline server. It goes through Ethernet to our PCs. The PCs run off these the broadcast graphics and all this stuff. It's the same thing. It's all just local, offline. Then any interaction that Davis does and logs any trick, the second he logs it, it gets pushed into upstream, which converts it basically. It goes from our offline system into our online database, and it populates where it needs to go, all the data. Then, so that means it updates the website, the app, all that stuff. The tricks go into the app, tricks go into the website. Then the fans vote on the trick itself, and then what it does is it converts itself back. It sends the data back into the offline system, and then into our offline graphics, which then populates like the Red Bull trick of the night. So it's this crazy circle of from offline to online, back from online back to offline. And we call it upstream and downstream. I don't know if that's the proper terms, but that's what Greg calls it, so I call it that too. Upstream to online, downstream back to offline. And it's just, it's it's seriously a this thing is a masterpiece, and I love every second of it. And I'm happy that my friend Greg like told me all these tools to use, and then he came in and built this offline to online scenario. It's so cool. Okay, I got another thought really quick. I'll show you what I built last night, because the first 3 weeks of PSL have all been the stairs have just stayed red the whole time. And that's mostly just because we're like, well, we don't have enough time right now, but we're gonna make it at one point where the stairs change to the color of the offensive team. So I haven't tested this. I mean, I built it last night and I haven't even tested it today, but let's say this, I have a live webcam. So I was sitting in bed last night actually, just like building this. So you can see right here, where's my camera? Let's see, right here. This is a camera at Paul's Park live right now. So here, I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna click blue. And all of Paul's, yeah, see like the wall and the stairs just fired up right there when I just click Los Santos blue. So then I can link it to the match over here. I'll link it. So now what that means is that I'm on their system. I have it right here. Then, where is it? What am I tripping on? Okay. So, oh yeah, look. So here you go. The offensive team is the Tropics colors. So let's say they do a frontside flip right here, land it. The stairs flash, the wall flashes when a point is scored now, and it's the team color. Then we're gonna go like this. We're gonna go kick flip. Already, oh yeah, and we have trick detection built in. So let's just say he misses it. Tricks. Turns to the color of the next team. So like this is live happening at Paul's Park right now from just sitting in here, and it's and this will be built into our offline system too. So it's offline up to up, online, triggers Paul's stuff, updates the fantasy app, updates the website, up everything across the board. We don't have a team of people doing this. This is like I said a million times, 16 hours a day for a year gets you this right here. So I'm definitely tired, and this is the first time in about a year that I've not felt completely stressed out, and our season is working. The views have been good. Everything's tracking, I think, better than we thought it was. So like our systems are working. Which by the way, there was week 2 during the lithium game. I think it was Lithium Tropics, and my system fully shut down for 15 minutes. That's why there was a break in the middle of that game. It was like right at the 6-point mark, which we discovered was actually supposed to be 7 points. So that was all me. That was all my fault, which was my worst nightmare. I started thinking, I'm like, do we have to literally like refund everybody's tickets that they bought to the primitive park? Do I have to like tell people on broadcast that it's my system that shut everything down? And turns out all it was a compute power issue. I called my genius friend Greg, and we were FaceTiming during that 15-minute downtime, and he's like, he's like, go to the settings, turn up the throttle to complete, like, all CPU, all GPU power, and it was all set to like 1/10 of what it should be. And the second I throttled it all up, he was like, did that work? And all the data flowed through, and we were back online, or offline technically. So Thank God that I have him, because if I didn't, that this thing would never get back up, to be honest. So yeah, but that was all my fault. So that's why there was that break, if you were paying attention. Which our broadcast crew, shout out, they covered it up pretty good. They started throwing packages out, and or packages being, content pieces of, like, I don't even know which content pieces we're playing, but they covered it up on broadcast pretty good. Um, so, which we have an insane team that we built for the broadcast, um, and none of this stuff happens without them. And this is just literally the hardest thing. Not just this system, but PSL as a whole is literally the hardest task for me that I've ever done, um, by a long shot. And I'm really happy with the results so far. Doesn't mean all problems are solved yet, but we're trying. And as you can see, like, we put some thought into what we're doing. We're not just like throwing random stuff out there and just hoping it works. Like, we've thought about it. So that's my 43-minute overview, um, about how PSL works. I am probably missing, like, oh, I'm missing one thing. Check this out. Let me put my glasses back on, because this is good. Oh, just threw my phone across the room. Okay, so check this out. I haven't pulled this one out yet, because I keep saying to people, I'm like, hey, things are going good when I drop this one. Where the okay. It'd be funny if somebody's skating at primitive right now and all the lights are just changing. Let's do this graphic. We're gonna go to team. Yeah, team compare is the one. Boom. So we're gonna go team compare. There you go. So we got team compare. Now, what I have built in my system, I have a whole bunch of kill switches and stuff too. So, like, if our fantasy app goes down or whatever it is, then I could just, like, kill switch, kill switch, kill switch across the board on everything. And with the convex instant updating, like, the second I do the kill switch, it pops up. But for this, any graphic that we look at anywhere, on broadcast or the LED wall, I have it's called troll headshot. And from my phone, I could be sitting in the crowd at PSL, and I'm gonna click it now. I can turn all these motherfuckers into South Park characters, man. I can turn them all into South Park characters anytime I want. And look, check this out. Boom. So LED wall, like, I could just flip them back and forth right here. Just that little kill switch back and forth. And that's just the dumb stuff that I have built into this system just to entertain myself when I start to get bored. I'm like, ooh, it'd be pretty funny. Be pretty cool if I could turn them into South Park characters. Let's see what Trevor looks like. Where's that one? Okay, here, Trevor, you're turning into South Park. Oh, that's our Cordova. I didn't do a Trevor one yet. But my point is, there's two metrics for me when I know things are starting to go right from a system standpoint. Like I said, we had that shutdown, so I was terrified. So now I'm feeling confident with the system, which means week 4 is coming up right now. System's gonna shut down. I'm gonna eat all my damn words. But anyways, two metrics would be when I do a Chianti video and when I turn people into South Park characters. So I'm feeling pretty good about this state that we're in right now. And like I said, it's not over. We still got 3 weeks left. And if somebody actually made it to the end of this, I'm going to do the same thing I did last year. Somebody made it to the end of this, you just email me. Email info@pslskateboarding.com. And if you live in LA, or if you don't live in LA, I don't care. But if you want to come to one of these things, or actually the next 2 events, which is March 7th, March 14th. If you want to come to either one of those events, email me and I'll get you tickets in there as long as there's availability. I'll get you to one of them. So if you made it through this, like last year, I said, hey man, email me. I swear on Sean Malta's life, I'm gonna get you some tickets. This year, you might as well just throw it in there for the hell of it. Just say, I swear on Sean Malta's life that I'm going to come to this event. And also, don't email me if you're not serious about it, because everything's assigned seating at the primitive park, and we can only fit like 400 people. So I want those chairs to go to use, or good use. I don't want them to be empty. So if you're actually serious about coming, then just email me and I'll get you some tickets. Um, right now it's well, I'm gonna post this probably in the next hour, so we're up to date on this thing. So it's we got like 3 or 4 days till March 7th. So feel free to email me. And the other rule is, if you come, just be loud and have fun and interact like it's a sporting event. You're more than welcome to chant. You should boo. When the ref comes out and Scott Paff makes a call that you don't like, definitely boo him. It's meant to be fun, so have fun. Um, all right, well, I probably have more to say and more things to show off on the system, but I figured it would just be fun to show this. Oh, I'm not gonna get too into it, but like check it out. You could go run of shows, so you can actually build out your whole show too. So you could be like, I want this graphic, I want that graphic, I want that graphic, and then it all starts to add here, and you could just build out the run of show. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool, and it's definitely an upgrade from last year in a lot of ways. So if you have been watching PSL, thank you very much. I hope you keep watching it. I hope you have ideas. Give us notes, give us ideas, because we do listen to everything that everybody's saying. And we will implement the things that make sense. So I'm going to upload this video, and I'll probably do another Chianti video. Let me just pour a little extra, just a little bit more. I'll probably do another Chianti video for our next season. Or actually, I'll probably, I mean, if we do another event like coming up, which we have ideas for, which could be like a few months from now, I'll always do a Chianti video now, hopefully before to start the season off. So this is my second Chianti video, so let's hope there's a third one. Email me if you want.